Hi all. Now we will speak about a very important topic. Guess what? It's how particles, any particle, move in and out of the living cells across the cell membrane. Particles usually use one of three main processes for their movement. The first one is diffusion. It is a passive process. Passive means it doesn't need energy. The second one is osmosis. It is also passive, but it's specific for water only. And the third one is active transport. It's called active because it uses energy to complete the movement. Let's start with diffusion. If you want to define diffusion properly, you must know the following keywords. Number 1. It is the net movement of particles from high concentration to low concentration. This is what we call down a concentration gradient. Number 2. This movement happens as a result of the random movement of particles. Number 3. Diffusion does not require energy. Number 4. Diffusion can happen across a membrane, and it can also happen without a membrane. To understand it simply, imagine putting colored ink into water. The color spreads from the concentrated drop to the whole water in the glass. That is diffusion. It happens in gases, like oxygen and carbon dioxide, and also in solutes like glucose and sodium ions. Now, if you want a biology example, here you go. In plants, carbon dioxide diffuses into the leaf for photosynthesis, and oxygen diffuses out as a waste product. In animals, oxygen enters the cells for respiration by diffusion from the blood, and carbon dioxide gets out of the cells into the blood, also by diffusion, as a waste product. Now, the rate of diffusion, whether it's fast or slow, depends on several factors. Number 1, temperature. If the temperature increases, the particles have more kinetic energy, so they move faster and diffusion becomes faster. Number 2, concentration gradient. Here you must imagine it as an imaginary slope, from high concentration at the top to low concentration at the bottom. The steeper the slope, the faster the diffusion. Number 3, surface area. The larger the surface area, the faster the diffusion. Number 4, particle size. Smaller particles diffuse faster. Very large particles, like starch for example, can't diffuse through the membrane. Number 5 and last, membrane thickness. The thinner the membrane, the faster the diffusion. Okay, these are the 5 main factors that affect the diffusion rate. So that's all about diffusion. Got it? Now that we've finished diffusion, let's move to something very special. Osmosis. You'll love this one, because it's like diffusion's sibling, but just for water. So, let's define osmosis in the same way. Number 1, osmosis is the net movement of water molecules. Number 2, water moves from a high water potential to a low water potential. That simply means from where there is more water to where there is less water. Number 3, it happens through a partially permeable membrane. This membrane allows water to pass through, but it blocks bigger solute particles like sugar or salt. Number 4, like diffusion, osmosis is passive. It doesn't need energy at all. Let me give you an example to make it stick. Imagine you have a bag filled with sugary water, like syrup, and you drop it into pure water. Now ask yourself, which side has more water? Of course, the pure water side. Why? Because in the sugary water, the sugar takes up space, replacing some of the water molecules. So there's actually less water in the sugary side. Let's make this your golden rule. Solution, any solution, has less water than pure water. The more concentrated the solution, the less water it contains. So, we say it has lower water potential. Now water moves from where there is more of it to where there is less. So in this case, water will move into the bag from the outside, where there's more water and less sugar, into the syrup inside the bag, because the inside has lower water potential. Got it? Now in living cells, this is what happens. In animal cells, if you put them in pure water, water will rush into them by osmosis, and the cell can swell and burst. If you place them in a very salty or sugary solution, water will move out, and the cell will shrink. In plant cells, it's a little different, thanks to the strong cell wall. When water enters, the plant cell swells, but it doesn't burst. The cell wall keeps it safe. We call that state turgid, firm, and healthy. But if water leaves the plant cell, it becomes soft. We call that flaccid. And if too much water goes out, the membrane pulls away from the cell wall. That's called plasmolysis. So in short, osmosis keeps your cells balanced, but too much in or out, and the cell shape will change. Stick this fact to your brain. In the exam, if the question talks about a change in size or shape, like something is swollen, gained weight, shrunken, or lost weight, then he's definitely asking you about osmosis. He wants you to explain your knowledge about water movement, from higher water potential to lower water potential. That's your moment to shine. Now let's go to something different, active transport. Just from the name, you know it's active. So unlike diffusion and osmosis, it needs energy. Let's break it down. Number 1, active transport is when particles move from a low concentration to a high concentration. Yes, against the concentration gradient. It's like climbing up a slope instead of rolling down. Number 2, it requires energy from respiration, usually in the form of ATP. Number 3, the movement is helped by special carrier proteins in the cell membrane. These proteins grab the particles and push them through the membrane to the other side. A classic example? Root hair cells in plants. They absorb nitrate ions from the soil, even when the soil has a lower concentration than the inside of the root. The plant says, "I still need it," so it uses energy to pull those ions in, against the gradient. Same idea in your body. In the intestine, glucose and ions are absorbed actively when they're in low concentration in the gut. Let's wrap it up with a super quick comparison. Diffusion versus osmosis versus active transport. Number 1, diffusion. Any particles from high to low, no energy. Osmosis, water only, from high to low water potential, no energy, through partially permeable membrane. Active transport. Any particles from low to high, uses energy, with carrier proteins. Number 2, diffusion and osmosis are passive, active transport is not. Number 3, osmosis needs a membrane, diffusion may or may not. Active transport always involves the membrane and carrier proteins. And that's it. Now you know exactly how particles move in and out of cells, whether it's water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, or even nitrates and glucose. Get these concepts clear in your mind, and you'll ace this topic like a pro. Study hard, study smart. See you next time.